Welcome into the QB Huddle Podcast. I am Tim, joined by my co-hosts, Lauren, also known as Low, and Brandon Newey, also known as B Newey on TikTok. The podcast is produced by New Era Media and syndicated on allaccessfootball.com and in partnership with FanStream Sports. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you get all the content. As of today, only one of us stands tall, and that's Lauren Morales, as Brandon and I have been left on the street for dead. And there's our horn.
We good over here. Look, I can look around.
Man.
I can kind of just see.
Our horn started right at kickoff.
Yeah.
right at the coin toss.
Right after the first
start
whistle,
coming out.
All right,
Yep. Better run.
Oh, jeez.
Look at him there. Look at him there. Purdy leading the way, though. I like that. Purdy heard first, because you were right. That sound of kickoff, Purdy was gone.
Man, the horns were right after coin toss, man. The horns started for us.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, it got ugly in Seattle. At least Chicago made it into overtime. So in New England, well, really didn't have any trouble at all with the Texans. And so what a weekend. We'll talk about all of it. Before we get too much into it, fellas, we had a NCAA national championship game last night. And for the first time in my life, I saw something I never thought I would ever see on a football field, and that was the Indiana Hoosiers winning an NCAA football championship, not a basketball championship. Crazy to see. Man, I've got some thoughts and impressions on both quarterbacks from last night, but Lauren, start with you. I know you watched the game. What did you see out of the two guys, Beck and Mendoza, and did you see a number one pick last night?
Man, I saw a number one pick. I guess you want to call it underperform, in my opinion. Hate to say it that way. I thought Mendoza was going to show a little bit more NFL ready instead of like NFL prospect. You know, like we all know the future is going to be there for Mendoza. It's there. The tangibles are there. But it kind of does change my narrative if I'm the Raiders. And I'm like, you know what? Is this the guy that's going to do it for us right away? Can we make it through one season with this guy without damaging his career, right? Without killing his confidence and all these things. He still deserved it. Maybe it's a box that he checked in his career to show that he had some adversity. But I think he's still the number one pick. I don't think it's a question, but I think he's also the only. I don't know if I'd take any other quarterbacks in the first round. I don't know.
All the Raiders were there, right? Tom Brady was there, and Mark was there, the owner. I mean, it was definitely a showcase game between the two quarterbacks. And Brandon, what did you come away with? What were your impressions of the game itself? And then Mr. Mendoza here holding up the trophy, and we think he's going to be a Raider.
Yeah, man, I thought it was a dogfight. Thought it was a good game. I thought Miami scrapped to the end, but it just showed, man, Indiana was on a tear. They were on a tear, and perhaps the greatest college football story of all time. I've never seen
talking
it.
about right now.
It's
Indiana.
I mean, it's something.
Indiana. Right? This is crazy.
It's crazy to see, but it's also cool to see because you see a lot of guys that didn't have a lot of stars, and they were going against some top-rated guys like Tony. Tony's a freak, man. I mean, young kid. What is he? Only 17. Number 10 for Miami. What a stud. So you had a lot of good athletes out here. But Mendoza, man, despite it not being the best performance from him, I thought he showed a lot of resiliency in certain situations, and he kept converting. We all know as quarterbacks, you're not going to make the perfect pass, but it just so happens you put yourself into a situation where your receiver can catch the ball. So I thought the play on fourth down, the quarterback draw, I thought that, I mean, he showed a lot of guts, man, and toughness. I mean, sometimes games aren't always going to be perfect. I mean, we act like this guy just had a horrible game when he was on a 2-game heater where he only incompleted 2 passes, or actually 3 this entire run. And now he goes here, obviously the lights are bright, but I thought he handled it well. Is he a bona fide number one quarterback? I don't think so, but I do think he's going to be a good QB for years to come, though, because he's made up all the right stuff.
Okay. All right. I agree. He seems like he's a good dude, has the right stuff, as you say, leader. Every interview sounds to me like a WWE promo. It's pretty entertaining, right? It's pretty cool.
He's on LinkedIn. You should check him out.
Yeah, he's a wild dude. I'll say this. Watching that game, I didn't see a number one quarterback in that game. Carson Beck woefully disappointed me. Just talking about the last throw as it is. I mean, as quarterbacks, you get the ball in your hands, you see your receiver, you know he's running the go route. Number one, he takes an inside release. That's number one. Number two, you see the safety. I mean, I saw the safety. I'm sure you too. As soon as I hike the ball, the safety drops right to it. So while you see pre-snap one safety high, that's great, but the safety goes right to his spot. And as a quarterback, you immediately have to come off of that. The fact that he stayed there, watched the safety, and still tried to make the throw with an inside release on a go route, all those things went wrong for me. That's not NFL caliber. I'm sorry, especially in that situation. And then from Mendoza, I didn't realize how limited he was athletically. He looked very limited to me last night. Now, what I'll say is he's playing a team that's up there playing, and he hadn't done this a lot this year. He's not playing teams that are press man on those receivers. When you press man those receivers weren't getting open. Pressure was coming quick. Mendoza not able to move and wiggle inside the pocket like some of these other guys that we see in the league. To me, that's going to hurt him. I think he's got the grit and all that hard work, and he's, obviously diving into the end zone, and taking all the big hits. And, he took a big shot in the first drive. If you guys saw that, chin should have been.
He's tough, man.
He's tough as nails. I just didn't see it for a number one pick to go to the Raiders, who are going to struggle. And I feel like it could be short-lived there just because they don't have a good enough team around him coming in, like most rookie quarterbacks. But I hope he succeeds because I like him. Carson Beck, on the other hand, didn't even bother to shake Mendoza's hand after the game. Walked right into the locker room. Shitty attitude to me. His facial expressions, his mannerisms all night. He just comes off to me as a selfish guy, only cares about himself. He's going to get into the NFL, but I don't see him having a lot of success. That's my take on Carson Beck.
It's not a lot out there this year. It's probably one of the weaker classes, but we also said this about a class in Caleb's class, and now look at him, right? So you never know who comes out. I mean, maybe Brady likes him. Maybe he sees a lot of him in himself, a tall, scrawny guy that, just has a clutch gene, wills his team, good leadership. I mean, he's got all the intangibles, but he doesn't pop off the charts from an athletic standpoint or an arm talent standpoint. So we'll see.
Carson Beck will get lucky, I think, and end up dropping to a team that is maybe ready for a quarterback, or maybe has a bridge quarterback and he can sit for a year or two. Not sure he's going to be thrust into a situation he has to play right away. Lauren, where are you with Carson?
I think we see him in the NFL preseason somewhere, but he's fighting for 2 or 3 jobs somewhere. But he will get drafted, I think, higher than what people think, because the market this year for quarterbacks coming out, and we can call it that. We can call it a market because these guys get paid in college, so it's a market, and they're marketing themselves, and there's a lot of quarterbacks that wish they had the chance to market themselves at the college level before going to the NFL. Some do it right, others take advantage, and you're right. Beck, in my opinion, he hasn't had the best showing. He's done this, sit on the bench for a little while, not talk to the other team. He's shown signs of not being a pro, but he's also played a lot of football. So
no, he sure has.
Yeah, he'll get into the NFL for sure.
We're talking about a guy in Carson Beck that he gets a lot of heat for a guy who's had 88 touchdowns to 32 picks and 11,000 yards. And oh, by the way, has only lost like 4 or 5 games in his career. It's kind of like the Quinn Ewers stigma.
How many teams has he played for?
That's exactly who I was thinking.
He sat with Georgia the entire time and got his opportunity, lost, came back the next year. Unfortunately, he got hurt, which put him in Miami. So he was loyal to the Georgia Dogs. He played from 2001 to 2024. Fair. And so, forced the hand again, back-to-back seasons with, 12 picks. But his best year statistically from a touchdown interception ratio, almost threw for 4,000 yards, 72% completion, 24 TDs to 6 picks. Is he made up of the right stuff? I think he is, man. He led a Miami team into the Natty. Had some clutch moments. That was his only turnover the whole game.
He should be playing a lot better with that much football under his belt.
I mean, it is. I mean, do the 12 picks hurt you? Sure, but I think he'll be.
I'm thinking a late third. I'm thinking a late third.
I don't know.
Late third, fourth round pick.
He may have been higher, but that decision last night on that interception, it wasn't so
good.
Much, it was a bad throw, which it was, but it wasn't a good decision. And I think GMs look at that and they're like, "Well, okay, game's on the line. What are you made of? Oh, you made that decision? Okay, I don't know if I trust you at this point." So just my thoughts on it. And you can trust Mendoza at least. He's going to make the right decisions. Hopefully. I think we've all seen the athletic quarterback is kind of taking over. So I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see moving forward. Let's get into the NFL. I'm going to start off. We'll go around the table after, but I'll start off with a quick little breakdown of the Bills and Broncos game. Obviously, tough matchup there in Denver. I thought the Bills played, as good as I expected them to play. They obviously had a chance to win the game. I don't agree. And maybe I'm in the minority or the majority. I'm not sure how it goes because we had 2 plays of the same caliber called in 2 different ways in 2 different days. But to me, that catch was that Cooks caught that ball. And if that's a catch by Cooks, Buffalo wins the game. I mean, I don't know how much more you have to do. You catch the ball, your knee hits the ground, you have possession of the ball, and then all of a sudden you don't. But the same thing happened in Chicago, and it was a catch for Devontae Adams. But we don't need to get into it. All I'm saying is,
there's a little salt.
Wow.
He just got to rant and then say, "We're not going to get into that, though."
We're not going to get into it. We're not going to get into it yet.
Right.
But I'm going to say this about Josh Allen because there's been a lot of talk about how he blew it and he's not the guy and blah blah blah. And this leads me into another conversation. But to me, the play that changed the game was right before the half. There's not a lot of time left, 45 seconds, 30 seconds? I forget, not a lot of time. And they decide, instead of going out there, taking a knee, going into half, to try to get aggressive. Josh Allen gets loosey-goosey with the football, fumbles the ball. Denver gets a score before half. To me, that changed the trajectory of the game. And if that doesn't happen, we're probably not talking about the Broncos today. Probably talking about the Bills. But we're not. What I will say about Josh before I hand it off to you guys, I'm wearing this jersey, Dan Marino, on purpose today because he is widely known as one of the best quarterbacks of all time and never won a Super Bowl. There's all these talks about Josh Allen. How he's elite, but he's this, he's that. He can't win. He can't. Guys, can we stop talking about one guy on a team of 53 players with 40 coaches and everything it takes to win in the NFL? And we put all the blame or all the credit on one dude. When you look at Seattle, Sam Darnold threw the ball 17 times and they blew the 49ers out the door. Sam Darnold didn't have to do anything. We saw the Eagles win a Super Bowl with a quarterback that did almost nothing. Every time Tom Brady won a Super Bowl, he had a top 5 defense. In the Super Bowls he didn't win, the other team had a top 5 defense. We always say defense wins championships. We love to glorify the quarterback. When can we stop? And that means stop paying these dudes $200 million too. Yeah, you got to protect the football to win, but the quarterback does not decide who wins and loses these games. It's just not the case, in my opinion. But that's what I had to say. I'm going to let you guys go. Lauren, how did you feel about the game and what I
They're
just
the
said?
only – you're all wrong. They're everything I disagree with most of it, 90% of it. Okay. They're the only player on the field that actually can do things that directly impact winning and losing on every play. They touch the ball every play.
But they also need
these guys.
10 other people to do their job. They need 10 other people to do their job to have success.
And it's their job to get those other people to do those jobs. We are game managers. It is on me. Every single one of us here is going to say it's on me. The coach helped me. He gave me all the tools and told everybody what to do. I got to make sure it goes. I got to drive the bus. See, we throw that drive the bus statement out there as it's a bad term. Some people ain't got a license to drive it, and they're behind the wheel.
You're right.
Okay. And I'm sorry, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is not one of those people.
His head's out the car. He's driving like Ace Ventura.
Some people are asked to do more than others, dude, and that's the problem. Josh Allen is asked to be Superman.
His expectation is higher, but Heavy is the one who wears the crown. He does get all that credit. He gets all the credit when it's good. We talk about this guy like
but he shouldn't.
He is. He's
point.
The Terminator. He's this. No, that's the reality of it. Because right now, if you pluck him from there, he has the ability to be the MVP every year.
I agree. When you're that talented, you can be a game changer, good or bad. But the defense needs to make stops. Special teams can't give the ball away. Kickers need to make kicks and field goals. Coaches need to make good decisions in big-time moments and manage the game correctly. So much has to go on.
But all this
they did make plays.
Get it done.
Yeah, I want to segue this to
plays,
you. Nuhi, I want to segue this. I want to give this to Nuhi. I'm going to give him an alley-oop here because then I'm done on the Josh Allen, okay? Josh Allen got what he asked for, and that's the Josh Allen rule that changed in overtime. He got his possession and had one drive of which he complains. Well, I didn't get the ball back. Patrick did it to me. Joe Burrow did it to me. Well, guess what, Josh? You had your chance to do it to Bo Nix and welcome him the same way those before welcomed you, and he couldn't do it. He had the opportunity, and that's what I'm getting at. He had the ability on that drive. Yeah, he had the ability on that last drive to get it.
And he threw a beautiful pass. And if Cooks catches that ball or that play is called a catch, we're not talking about it. We're talking about how great Josh Allen is today, right? It doesn't.
According to the rules, you have to catch and secure it and make a football play. That is the rule as it is written, and that
or
did
finish
not
the completion.
You have got to finish that catch.
Well, Devontae Adams didn't finish his catch, and they called it a catch. So
Devontae Adams caught the ball before he hit the ground. I made it real simple to somebody that I was arguing with. Either way, he established possession. Cooks in the air did not have sole possession.
You both disagree with me that the quarterback should get all the blame or all the credit, and that Josh Allen is a bum that's never going to get it done.
No, it's all Dan Marino's a bum too. No, I disagree with you. Nuhi has his own thoughts. I disagree with you wholeheartedly.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Yes. Listen, there's some things that I agree and disagree with, but at the end of the day, you have the ball in your hand every play. I agree with Flo when it determines a lot of things, especially when you turn the ball over 4 times, have 3 fumbles, lose 2 of them. You can't do that. When you're running like a chicken with your head cut off and you fumble carrying around like a loaf of bread, you can't do that. Right. So there's some things that you can control. As talented as he is, you still have to keep the fundamentals in play. You have to keep that intact. And right now, he, like a lot of these good QBs, press. Sometimes you have to take the cape off a little bit, man. Utilize the foundation, because these guys are making plays for you. Defense is stopping, getting stops, allowing you to come back. Players are making big time plays for you, allowing you to come back, right? This is your team. What we say last week, Josh Allen and the Temptations.
Yep.
Well, shit, the Temptations were there. But this guy needs to learn how to take the cape off sometimes.
All right.
That's how he has to learn to manage it. And just like your boy, you have Dan Marino on number 13. Dan Marino went to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen
did go to one.
They are not the same.
Again,
poor Josh.
I like Josh.
How are we going to say they're not the same because of what game they played in? Because their team had to. Again, I go back to this: team wins are team wins, not one guy.
And their team wins, but he gets glorified. He's got 9 playoff wins.
Quarterbacks can play absolutely terrible in a playoff game and give your team no chance. I agree with you. And some quarterbacks, very few, maybe a handful, can make such a difference that your team wins in spite of what your defense has done or your receivers.
Josh is supposed to be one of those guys.
Josh has done that in the past.
In the past, but what have you done for me lately? You know how this league runs, Tim.
Listen,
it's a week-to-week league.
McDermott was
the biggest
fired.
Drama series in professional sports.
McDermott was fired. I'd have fired the GM too, because nobody has cared about putting a team around this guy. And to me, that's the biggest crime in Buffalo. Same thing in Miami. They never built around Dan in Miami.
And he ran for over 100 yards.
But the defense was poo.
The defense gave him opportunity after opportunity.
This game.
What do you mean? This is the only game that matters. They got there.
Hey, I get Josh Allen has the most playoff wins without a Super Bowl appearance.
Most of those playoff wins, quarterbacks average 3 Super Bowls in NFL history.
To be fair, he's running
That's
to
a
the
damn
buzzsaw
shame.
known as the Andy Reid-led Chiefs. Okay,
Right,
just
but
like when
now he also ran into Burrow, didn't get past him. Now he
Right.
ran into Bo Nix. He ran into Bo Nix. And
maybe
now
it's
you
never
got
gonna happen.
CJ Stroud, you got May, you got Herbert. All these guys are in the playoffs now. So
Yep.
he can't run from the big bad wolves anymore because guess what? There's fresh new blood coming in.
There's new blood out
Okay.
there, and they all got good
Josh-
defenses. All those young quarterbacks have very good defenses.
No, that's
A
true.
lot of
May have had his years. He may have had his time.
I hope that's not true. Because obviously he will not get his due in the mass public unless he does get to the big game. So I hope that that's not true because he is so talented. And if you just take him from a talent standpoint against the rest of the league, he's an elite talent without question. It just hasn't all come together yet.
Let me ask you this: if this was Lamar that did that performance, that
You'd
energy
be dragging him in
I
the
mean,
mud.
we've seen Lamar play
hell
bad.
no. He
No,
ain't
we've
never
You'd be
did
dragging
that.
him in the
never seen
mud.
Lamar play bad
He's
in the
never
playoffs.
done that.
Lamar has yet to be the reason that the Ravens have won a playoff game, particularly against the Buffalo Bills. So I'm not even going to put Lamar in that bucket yet.
Brother.
Why are you even bringing him up? I don't understand.
Brother, I want you to keep that same energy that you would have kept for Lamar with Josh.
I'm keeping that same energy with all quarterbacks this weekend except CJ Stroud. Because to me, he is the one guy that literally gave the game away. He played.
So
terrible.
get us
Josh
into the
gave
next
the thing
one. You're
away
gonna
too,
keep
didn't
that same energy? Are you gonna keep that same energy with Nuhi fill us in because the 49ers took a
Yeah, man.
Yeah, tell us what happened.
I'll fill you in.
in
Here's the
Seattle.
thing: the horn started at kickoff. Okay, it did. I was baking a pizza, feeling good. Right? Hey, this is gonna be a great game. Love the season, by the way. Great job, fellas. It was an awesome season despite all the injuries. Okay, kickoff, horn started. Rashid Shaheed, 97-yard touchdown. Damn. After that, man, it just kind of went blank. The boys were ready. I think Seattle is playing at a very high level and playing a Mike McDonald defense. Kyle Shanahan tends to struggle with him. Right now, he's 1-4 in matchups. Now, we have to look back at it. Okay, we don't have a lot of guys. That's okay. Doesn't matter. We got there 12-5, beat Philly in Philly. There's a lot to hold our head up about. But outside of that, man, I'm a little nervous about us going into the future. I'm hype about Brock Purdy because I do believe he is our franchise quarterback without a shadow of a doubt. We need to beef up the O-line and the D-line. We are getting our guys back. Congratulations to Robert Saleh, who got the Tennessee Titans head coaching job. But, man, that was just a pure ass whooping. I have nothing. I mean, it's not a lot to me. The game was over when the kickoff happened. So that's my take. And, hey, we're off to Cancun. Better luck next season. Go Niners.
That's all fair. And I agree with everything you said. I'm not going to put that on Brock Purdy, even though he did not have a good game. The 49ers did not have a good game. And again, I'm going to keep the same energy. They're watching that. There wasn't a lot Brock could do. The pass rush was immense.
Yep.
There were injuries to the 49ers offensively throughout the game and defensively. The kickoff return with the 12th man going crazy the way they did. The energy just felt insurmountable.
It was just different, man.
Yeah, and
we weren't ready. It was a matchup problem.
Yeah,
we have issues with that team, and we have to address them fast because that team is young. They're probably a little naive towards the situation of how big this next game is because they're all young.
It was
so
bad.
It's just like we ran into a buzzsaw, man. And kudos to them. We've have a historic rivalry going back to the Harbaugh, Pete Carroll days. I can't say nothing. I mean, it's just the horns. Like all I kept hearing was horns for the last 3 hours.
It was not good. It was so bad. I didn't even want to text you. In fact, the one text I sent was, "I'm sorry, Brandon. That must have sucked because it was not even fun to watch. Not even fun to watch.
We weren't supposed to be here, man.
Well, you were supposed to be here.
No, not with that. The wheels.
Hey,
fell
look,
off.
but I put it this way:
Bubble wrap was gone.
I don't think that they were. I don't think they were supposed to be there. But the expectation to be there is still there. Like, yes.
There you go.
But that's why they're chilling. That's why 49er fans are like, great season, because they're loyal.
Great season.
They know where they could go. They know where they've been. They're not like super restless yet, but they do want to win one. I think they've been a little restless, but
I think Brock could get him one.
I'm
Speaking of being restless, it's only been 7 years since Tom Brady exited the building in Patriot land, and the New England Patriots are headed back to an AFC title game. It doesn't make any sense. Bo Nix decided not to play in this game to give the Patriots a nice, easy road, but break that game down for us against that very stingy Texans defense and a very poor CJ Stroud performance. Break it down.
Yeah. I mean, all right, for everyone that watched the game, I'm trying to remove my bias here, but it's going to come out. But I'm going to try to in just facts, okay? The New England Patriots walked into a straight-up mud fight, okay? A lot of people are saying the weather in Gillette is exactly how they want it. It's not true because our team is young, and this is their first time playing in a while in that weather. They don't know what it's like. They don't know the magnitude of the game, but the fans did. They were out, and they were ready for this number one ranked defense in the NFL, right? And they were. I did the stats trying to talk them down on TikTok, and it didn't work as well. But yeah, the Patriots didn't blink. There's wind, there's rain, there's snow, there's not rain, there's sloppy, slipping, zero rhythm early for either team. Really didn't matter. This game was the definition of earning it, and Drake May earned it. Not perfect conditions. The pockets weren't clean, but he looked comfortable. Sometimes almost like, dude, you got to move around a little bit. Like, you're just standing in here acting like you're playing catch. But they got to him a few times, had some turnovers, and they've been doing it all season, though, man. But let me tell you, he had 3 touchdowns. He had 180, I think, 175. So no gimmicks either. No busted coverages saving him. No, it was poise, arm talent, great throws, great reads, and May pulled out the win. A checked box again against the number one defense, but the Patriots don't play nobody. So the box score and the screen won't show enough, okay? Texans entered as a top defense. The weather neutralized timing and speed for both times, and May delivered 3 touchdowns and still controlled the game. It's not flashy football, y'all. It's Patriots football. It's great to see. The offense is clicking because people say no, but they're moving, man. I love it. I feel like we're back because everyone's saying that everything's easy for us. Well, no, not everyone. Everyone gets lucky, man. Everyone gets lucky on the way.
Brandon, break it down, man. What did you see in Foxborough the other day?
Saw a lot of damn turnovers. And kudos to the Patriots, man. You guys executed at a high level despite the elements. It's good to see a sound defense without a ton of stars or, especially special teams. You guys got good special teams as well, but CJ Stroud was shook, man. I mean, just the flow, the very first play of the game, the play fake, fullback out in the flat, and he whiffs him. I mean, it looked like one of those, you get in the college game for the first time and your hands are shaking. Didn't look right, didn't he? He just looked unsettling. And for me, man, it came down to turnovers and execution. You guys executed off for turnovers, and that is a pure strength of you guys, especially when you guys are focused on one common goal as a team, and that's to get to the Super Bowl. And I think right now you got a great shot. Jarrett Stidham as an organization. I'm happy for Mike Vrabel, our former Titans coach. Should have never let his ass go. But man, this is just a great opportunity for you guys to capitalize against the number one defense. At this point, we have nothing to say, but I do hope the Rams win. That's it.
I can respect that. Appreciate it, Nuhi.
We know you're going.
I'll get into that. I'm going to give you my take and get on to the Bears game. Before I do that, I just want to address a couple comments that we have here. We have at MRRGG9225 that says it's Josh Allen and the Titanics safety boat crew. Okay, that's a little harsh. They did have number one rusher. Wow, that's pretty good though. And then Camlosis _son says, Giants fan here. What are your thoughts on Anthony Weaver as a defensive coordinator candidate for the Giants. Just asking because you have a Miami jersey on. So let's be clear. I'm wearing this because of Dan Marino, and I wanted to create the fact that the greatest quarterbacks don't necessarily win Super Bowls. However, that being said, by the way, it took John Elway a long time, and we've compared Josh Allen to John Elway.
What did John have to do, though? He had to take off the cape.
He did. I agree with you on that, Brandon. But what will I say? When he was in Baltimore, they had the number one defense. He has a relationship with John Harbaugh. So to go to New York, I think it would be a great move. John Harbaugh likes to be around people that he knows and trusts. I do feel like Harbaugh might be a little sick to his stomach today, knowing that the Buffalo job came open after he'd already told New York that he would take that job, because who doesn't want the Buffalo Bills job? But golly, he kind of missed the boat on that opportunity. But I like it. Anthony Weaver back with Harbaugh in New York. As a Cowboys fan, which I am, I don't like it. But as a football fan, I think it's a good move. The Giants are going to be tough for years to come. Now, on the Foxborough. That's the first game I sat and watched every single snap of the New England Patriots this year. Early on, I was not impressed with Drake May. I was like, this is the guy? What are we talking about? But he did get it together. He stayed poised. He was playing the number one defense. We talked a lot about that. And they took away Diggs for the most part. And what did he do? He found other guys. He's going to have to do that again this weekend. Patrick Surtain is going to be all over Diggs, you would imagine. So I liked what I saw from that standpoint. The Patriots did what you would expect they would do. Is Drake made Tom Brady 2.0? I'm not sold on that necessarily, but he did the job, and they're moving on. What's that?
First 3 years of Brady. We got to cut phases of Brady's.
There you go.
First
I mean,
so
he's pretty good.
He's more playing like him.
He's more athletic. Not quite as cerebral just yet, but it's only year 2, so he's got time. It's exciting. He gets to go to Denver. I think that's going to be a tougher game, even without Bo Nix, than we think. I like to make fun that, you don't even have to play the starting quarterback, but this is a guy that was drafted by the Patriots. This game's going to mean something to him. When will Stidham ever get a chance to play in the game?
Nick Foles you?
Right. I mean, now this is the first time we've ever seen this.
Eerily similar. No, it's not. It's the same thing. I just sent you guys that.
But it's not, because Nick Foles didn't take over in the conference championship game. He took over like at week 16 or something like that.
Week 15.
Yeah, 16. Week 15, 16. And we've seen other quarterbacks do the same thing. Hostetler did this for Phil Simms, but again, he took over in week 15. I looked it up for the Giants. We've never had a guy go out in the playoffs. Well, we have one time. Roger Staubach, his very first start for the Dallas Cowboys was in an NFC championship game, and they lost 28-6, I think was the score. He was the backup quarterback. Starter got hurt. He came in, played the conference championship game, they lost. So this has happened once and didn't go well. So we'll see.
I read a couple media things about the guys that they actually could call off the couch, like legally and based on contracts, who could come off the couch. They have to go with Stidham. They had Matt Ryan. They had the Cam Newtons. They had some guys on there. Only realistic one, I think, was what's his name from? Man, I'll get back to you on it. You
get back to us.
Yeah.
I saw a meme.
It was fun read, but only read.
I saw a meme that said Tom Brady had a chance to do the funniest thing ever and sign with Denver just to beat New England in the AFC title game. That would be funny.
Hey, did you mention Drew Bledsoe did it?
Oh, I don't think Drew Bledsoe can.
He did. He came in the AFC Championship game, and this is when Tom Brady got hurt and came in as the backup and took him to the Super Bowl, and Tom started the Super Bowl. This was Tom Brady's first year.
Oh, you're talking about Drew Bledsoe.
Yes. He came in. He was the backup for the whole year.
Correct.
And Tom got hurt and stepped in, and they won the AFC title game.
But did he start the AFC title game, or did he come in the middle of the game?
He came in. He came in the very beginning of it. Like Tom was out in the first series.
Well, we're now that's Drew Bledsoe, which is not Jared Stidham.
Come on, Stidham, shock the world.
I will take us to Chicago, and I will tell you that this is a hard game for me to swallow. My wife and I watched the game together without any interruptions. We all had our Bear stuff on. I had every Bears jersey I have was out in my living room for a good aura, right? I wanted the good aura. It didn't happen. We saw the throw of the year from Caleb Williams for the second week in a row, and it doesn't count. It's like it didn't happen, and it did because we all saw it. To me, though, I get the turnovers. I understand that. I believe that all turnovers aren't created equal. One of the interceptions was on 4th down. For some reason, I can't even recall the second INT. The third one, there's so much discussion about who is at fault. I do think that the vertical routes downfield, 2 guys were within 7-8 yards of each other. I don't like that play design. I'm just going to say that. I don't like us doing the Dan Campbell thing and going forward on 4th down every single time. And then not only to go for it, but to me, the play calls were horrendous. We didn't use Caleb's legs. We didn't have the best player on the field put pressure on the defense. We handed the ball off. We ran dive plays. We did some, we tried to drop back throw, very simple. For me, that's not what Ben Johnson's about. And so I'm going to chalk this up to first-year head coach. Got a little nervous, maybe outthunk yourself to some degree. Didn't stick with what got you there. And maybe next year he learns the lesson. I did learn, shore up the defense a little bit, get another receiver in there with some hands because Rome had a tough day. And, man, let's go. The Bears are around. The Bears are going to be here for a while. As long as Caleb Williams is the quarterback in Chicago, the window is open. I say that with full confidence, but that's kind of where I come with it. I don't put this game on Caleb. I put it more on Ben Johnson. The defense stepped up, played well above their heads. It's unfortunate the interception, but that's not what I'm going to remember Caleb Williams for this year. Brandon?
This is on Caleb Williams.
No, Jesus. Here we go.
Again, it comes down. You have the opportunity to control the outcome most of the time. What I'm not really a fan of is both these quarterbacks threw the ball 84 times in sub-degree weather temperatures. What are we doing? Run the damn ball. Run the ball. Sustain drives. That's something that either of them they try to get too pass happy, but I feel like these 3 turnovers, man, that hurt. I mean, it shouldn't have come down to the end of the play, 4th quarter, at the end of the game, where you see probably the most amazing throw you've ever seen. I didn't even think that throw existed. I was like, wow, incredible, right? It looked like something off of Madden, like with the Mahomes bazooka arm. But, man, for me, it's just you have got to be able to make consistent throws. He's not a consistent thrower, man. And I've said this and I preach this all year. It's going to come back to bite you. And the second he threw that pick on that Y cross, when you hit the peep window, just settle down in the zone, man. Don't throw the play side. Say, why? Let it go. But that's on you and DJ. It's not just you. It's your job to tell him that, right? There's a big window opening where he has to hit it. But, man, the second he threw that pick, I knew the game was over. Because you can't have a dude like that over like 9 who is snatching souls.
I knew it too, just so you know. I knew the game was over.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, yes, the late game heroics are cool, but what are we doing the first 3 quarters to get ourselves out of that? So we don't have to do that. It's good that we have it, but is it sustainable? And right now it's not sustainable.
So that takes me,
you're in Cancun.
That takes me to my point before I get to you, Lo, was that maybe Ben Johnson leaned on Caleb a little too much on those 4th downs, or leaned on his offense as a whole too much, because if he takes those early field goals, the way points are a premium in a game like that, I feel like we're not in overtime. We're not having the Bears are headed to Seattle. Like, you got to take the points when they become available at all times in the playoffs. And Dan Campbell did it and failed. And now Ben Johnson did it and failed. Like, let's be a little bit more traditional when we get into the playoffs.
Well, let me ask you this. It's 25-mile-an-hour gusts. Where were they at during that time? Like, what's the
They were at the 8-yard line, man.
Our athlete quarterback.
They're at the 8-yard line. It's a chip shot. Take the 3 points. Get a lead. I mean, Rome just dropped the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
We know, right? How many times do we watch that? A player drops a ball in the end zone, or the team scores a touchdown and there's a penalty and it brings it back. And how many times do we see them not score after that? Because scoring touchdowns is hard. And,
Well,
once you score one or you have it and you don't convert, then it's hard to get back in that thing. I just feel like the field goals, the 6 points early in the game were important. Very important.
So I got just a couple things on this game. One is solely Caleb Williams, and I agree with you, Nuhi, point blank period. This is his fault. And I'm going to tell you why. The narrative, I love this thing. I think Kurt Warner said stats shouldn't write the narrative, right? In this case, they support the narrative, which is what you want. Let me tell you, everything y'all just saying, I'm just going to sum it up by one stat line that I noticed. Matthew Stafford took 4 sacks, 0 picks, 0 touchdowns, but he took 4 sacks. And I say it that way for a reason. Caleb took 0 sacks, but that's why he had 3 interceptions, because this is playoff football. You're throwing the ball 80 plus times. You got to limit the amount of, opportunity to throw a pick. They also ran the ball and scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. So you ran the ball, you kicked 2 field goals. It's everything. Like, the game was right there. Caleb just didn't win it. I'm not going to say he lost it. He just didn't win it. And yeah, you can say the 4th down, take the points. It's not act like this was a 17-17 nail biter. They had to score the touchdown to even make it close, which was crazy. Then it tied it up. So the Bears they almost stole it, but they missed their opportunity.
But nothing to hold your head about. Nothing.
No, not at all.
You guys will be a good team for years to come.
I was just about to say, back to my second point, Caleb Williams is here to stay. I believe him, and he says, I can make every throw. Yes, you can. And some I've never seen before. And some throws I've never seen.
Never seen that throw.
Yeah.
Nope. He's incredible, and it's fun to have a guy like that in Chicago, because we never had a guy like that. The closest thing I can think of is Jay Cutler, who had a bazooka arm.
Let's see if y'all can keep him. Let's see if you can keep him.
Oh, no, he's staying. He'll get signed. We will give him the bag next year. I promise you that. Let's move on to quarterback rankings for this week. I want to know from each of you, who do you think was the best quarterback and why, and what stood out from this individual compared to the other guys? Lo, I'll start with you. Who was your best quarterback of the weekend and why?
My best quarterback, I'm removing the bias in this one, guys. So I'm not going to say the obvious because we won. I think Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold handled business how he was supposed to. He had the biggest hill, in my opinion, to kind of climb and get over. And he did. He did. I know they're beat up, all this from the 49ers, but Sam Darnold, to me, he had to be. It's just sound. That's what you looked for this weekend, because you talked about it. Lots of turnovers. And I know Stafford was in a dogfight. So, and he didn't throw any touchdowns in this win. So he also threw the ball 40 plus times. His rating wasn't stellar. So yeah, I'm going to go Sam Darnold on this one because he won the game that we all talk about. He won the game that we all talk about. I think it's off his back.
Sam Darnold. Okay. Brandon, who did you have as the best quarterback of the weekend and why?
I had Stafford, man. The name of the game is not turning the ball over, even though Darnold, he played. It didn't feel like he was there, but, he did his job. But Stafford going into the elements and the stigma behind a West Coast team going into Chicago, my man, Chicago Bears fans were on fire. They were ready for this. This is something they were all going. Reminds them of this, and this. And Stafford came in and took souls. And he did it quietly. He did it effectively, right? It doesn't mean that did he get, he didn't have any turnovers or picks. But the fact of the matter is he led his team and he made the throws in the crucial moments. And like you said, to attest to those 3 sacks, maybe those 3 sacks were extremely important from not turning the ball over. So that was a really big win for these guys. And despite the miracle throw and overcoming that and overcoming the turnover that Chicago just gave you and creating points. So to me, Stafford's the guy. He's the only guy in the playoffs that hasn't turned the ball over.
All right. That's fair. I will say there were several balls that bounced in the air, just bounced the wrong way, or the Bears would have had a couple of those interceptions.
That's football.
I give it to Bo Nix. I know he's hurt, but this dude went out
He showed up.
Second playoff game, third playoff game in his career, playing against Josh Allen, who's supposed to come in and give him a belt-to-ass whipping. He didn't do it. 26 for 46, 3 touchdowns he had to pick. But more than anything, this guy breaks his ankle, fractures his ankle, gets back up, goes into the huddle, and throws the winning touchdown pass. To me, Bo Nix is a future star. I didn't know it until this weekend. Maybe I'm slow. I didn't believe in the Bo Nix. I believe in Bo Nix. I will say this: if I'm Bo Nix, I am not sitting out this week. I'm using tape. I'm needles, shots, cortisone. Strap me up. I'm playing, fractured ankle or not. Obviously, it's worse maybe than what we imagine, or the Broncos won't let him play. But to me, Bo Nix was the best quarterback of the weekend, and the Patriots are lucky he's not playing this week, in my opinion. So that's what I have for just because of how good he was. I just feel like that would have been a little tougher, right? But I agree with both of you. I can't disagree with either one of your picks. Matthew Stafford sure came into Chicago and got it done. And, Sam Darnold, though, he didn't really do much. I guess.
To a touchdown.
But
he didn't really do much,
throws. All right.
He got away like really
drive
fast.
that bus so smooth. Some people just know how to hit them turns, man.
It was a Jalen Hurts type performance for sure.
Oh, it got away so fast.
Oh, it got bad. All right, guys. We're going to do something a little different. Before we talk about some of the coaching carousel, we're going to go into a buy or sell quarterback edition. All right, we'll go Lauren, you're on my left. Brandon, you're on my right. So I'll go Lauren to Brandon to me, and we'll just keep that going. Sound good? Sound good? Sound great? Have fun? Let's go.
Awesome.
All right.
Let's roll it.
Josh Allen's window is closed because he couldn't win this year with Mahomes and Burrow out of the picture. Buy or sell?
Ouch. I am buying this because the window has closed. Not fully because of Mahomes and Burrow, but all the new talent that's in there. Josh Allen, that window is closed. Whether or not Josh Allen can open it again, they're making strides, right? Fire this coach. They did the first step. But yeah, I think that window that we're talking about, that it's closed. I'm buying.
Okay. Brandon.
Totally buying this idea. And to attest to what Lo was saying, you got a lot of really talented defenses with young quarterbacks on that young contract. So it's going to be hard. He's approaching 30. He may not have the team he has in the previous years, and now they're going into a whole new regime. So could be hard. I'm definitely buying it.
Okay.
And it's the Bills.
I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell this. The Bills are opening up a new stadium next year. I think there's going to be some new blood brought into the organization. I believe that the next coach they hire will be an offensive-minded guru of some kind. I think as long as Josh Allen can move, that window stays open because he is a difference maker. So I am going to sell this idea 1,000%. CJ Stroud, Lauren. CJ Stroud is moving on from the Texans, or rather, the Texans will be moving on from CJ Stroud. Buy or sell?
No, I'm selling this. He's there. He's there. He's there. Yeah, he's their guy. Yeah, he's got to get over the hump. But just look around. Josh Allen has the most playoff wins with no Super Bowl appearances. You got guys that have been there for a while. They're grateful to be there, to be in the games. He got further to a divisional game this year, so I think he stays. Now, how long? I don't know. That could also depend on D'Amico. We don't know if D'Amico's fully in there, right? And you don't get over that hump. We're seeing these other teams, snip really quick. So, yeah,
okay. Sell that. All right, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm selling that idea. I think CJ, without CJ, they got a lot of playoff wins with CJ. A couple, not a lot. But I say that because, he had a stinker. But, man, since the Tank Dell injury hasn't been the same, hopefully Tank Dell comes back. He gets his weapons. They'll take that fifth-year option. I think he'll be there for the next couple of years. I don't see a long-term extension, so this question, the way it's worded, it's not really long-term, it's short-term, and I think short-term they're going to keep him. So I'm selling this.
I agree with you. I'm going to sell the idea that he gets his walking papers this spring. I think he is the quarterback there for a little while. He did throw up a stinker. I think that happens again next year, and this defense plays the way they do, and you turn the ball over. What was it, 4 or 5 times? Maybe the end the end of the road is there, but right now I think he stays in Houston at least for another year or two. This one's kind of silly to me, but why not? Lauren, Brock Purdy is still the franchise quarterback for San Francisco. Buy or sell?
Yeah, what's the price on it? Because I'll pay it no matter what. He's their guy. Yeah, absolutely. Then Mac Jones was on the market mid-season. What are we talking about? Mac Jones played well, and there was no question. Yeah, Purdy, hurry up. Why? Because we're selling this guy. So they're going to try to get some picks for it. Mac will be out of there. I don't know if the curveball would be Mac stays. That would actually make me kind of question what is the future of Brock. I know it sounds backwards, but the window for both of them contract-wise opens and closes around the same time. So, like, what are they doing? And I don't know. The 49er guys that way, and I don't know. Every year they find a way to make it work, but Purdy's the guy long term. I see no other. Like, I mean, nothing.
Mac Jones has to be traded like a couple days or the day of the draft, right? I mean, that has to happen.
He's got a 2-year deal with us, man. He's got one more year left.
Trade the Raiders. Give him to the Raiders.
We probably definitely need to trade him. But I think this season was extremely important for Purdy because it does show he is a franchise guy. Everyone was questioning why is he getting $53 million here and there. Oh, he's a bus driver, yada, yada, yada. Players go down. He elevates players. Now, what he's got to overcome sometimes is when things get out of hand. He's got to find a way to bring it back. And I think this was a true test of he's got to learn that because it got really bad, on Saturday. And so I'm just glad that Brock Purdy, like we finally got our franchise guy after trying to find a guy for so long. And he's a great example. I think he's going to get a Super Bowl win for us one year, but I'm definitely buying. All chips are in, bro.
I'm going to buy that too. I've been a Purdy fan since the beginning.
My allergies are going crazy right now. So,
no, you're good. I'll buy Purdy. This is another simple one. Actually, the next two are pretty simple. So please answer accordingly. Lauren, Caleb Williams is a superstar in this league. Buy or sell?
He is now. I'm buying it. I think he's always had the. I always knew he'd end up here. I know people hated it in the road and his antics and yada yada. Those are signs of confidence. And God, I believe you now, Caleb. I didn't because of that statement of I can make any throw. That's a lot of throws that you're saying you can make. Well, you just made one I've never seen before. So kudos to Caleb Williams. Yeah, he is, and for years to come will be a superstar in this league.
Yeah, please don't try to make that throw this year, by the way, at any time during the season. Brandon, Caleb Williams. Yeah, run backwards 20 yards and just throw.
Never seen anything like it. It was unbelievable.
Superstar, Caleb?
Will he be a superstar?
No. Is he a superstar right now?
No.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh, you're selling.
Will he? No, I'm going to buy him as a superstar in the future. But right now, we have seen flashes. What we need is consistency. Consistency is what's going to put you guys over and really make this Ben Johnson offense just go crazy because he's one of the most talented quarterbacks, I believe, that we've seen of this generation when it comes to just arm strength, ability to escape the pocket. I just need him to make simplistic throws and make it look easy. Make it look like Steph Curry shooting free throws, man. That's your job. I think you get better at that, man, this guy's going to be the next big thing. I mean, he's one of those guys that doesn't come around very often, but he's got to settle it in because he's got that ice in his veins, and he's going to be a good player. But right now, he is not a superstar. Not yet.
Okay. I buy that he is absolutely a superstar.
Of course
I say that. Of course I do. I say that because he doesn't have one trait that's not that you can't coach or that
right. It's coachable.
He has several traits that you cannot coach and cannot give to a player. Is he coachable? I learned this year that he is. I learned this year that Ben Johnson can have influence, and he's come out and said, this guy is pivotal to my career. This guy is so important to my growth. And when you say that as the quarterback, I believe you, Caleb, because you came off as a selfish brat in year 1. Year 2, you grew up. You came off more as a franchise guy. When you said I can make any throw, I questioned you. I will never question Caleb Williams again, ever. Yeah, again, he's a mix to me of some of the greatest quarterbacks over the last 5 or 6 years that we've seen, 10 years. He's just a little bit of mix of everybody. Yeah, he needs to settle down. He's a little bit of a wild stallion, but Brett Favre had to settle down. You know what I mean? I mean, these things happen. I think he's going to be he could be every bit as good as Patrick Mahomes because he plays kind of like him. You can win many Super Bowls in Chicago.
He's more athletic.
We just have to get the right mix of people, right? The right mix of people, because that's what it takes. But I feel good. Chicago's a sports town. The only thing that could mess this thing up is if the Bears move to Indiana. Please don't do that, Chicago. Please don't move to Indiana.
Indiana, the football state.
Yeah,
right?
football state all of a sudden.
Football state. Hoosiers.
Buy or sell. Bo Nix. Bo Nix will be a superstar in this league after what you've seen the first 2 years. Buy or sell.
I think if he rides the coattails and continues to do so of Sean Payton, sure, he has the ability to be a superstar in this league. But I think a lot of his early success on Bo Nix, I've said this, and it's not a knock. You can't choose who your coach is or who drafts you. But Sean Payton wanted him for a reason, and it's because he fills a lot of the voids that Bo Nix has. You know, he's a wild stallion, and Bo Nix in another organization I don't think would have been tamed, and his career might have gone very, very different. So, yeah, stay on that path, and I think, yeah, he has the ability to be a superstar, but you got to listen to the guy, right? You gotta follow him, and we'll see if he does it. So, yeah, I think so. I'll buy it.
Okay. All right. Brandon?
I'll buy it. He's not a star yet, superstar yet. Again, he's got the kind of same stigma as Caleb Williams. You just got to make consistent throws, man. I mean, you got to make the easy stuff, right? That you got to hit the layups. And are they both resilient? Absolutely. Are they both fiery? Yes. They both have athletic ability. Yes. It's the new wave. And I think if they just settle in with some more consistency, they will be bona fide superstars. So I'm definitely going to buy for Mr. Nix.
Okay. Well, I buy too. I don't think he is yet. I don't think he's Caleb Williams yet. But I do think Bo Nix has a bright future. And what better quarterback or coach to come in as a quarterback than Sean Payton, right? I mean, it's either Sean Payton or, a John Gruden or one of the, Andy Reid, one of these offensive gurus. Patrick Mahomes, you come into this team with this great offensive mind and you have some ability and they're able to mold you and shape you and be creative inside of their offense. And wow, Sean Payton's done a great job with Bo Nix. I was not a believer in him, but over the last quarter of the season and what he did this weekend in the playoff game, I'm a believer. And I think he will become a superstar in this league. Sam Darnold has lost his big game playoff stigma by having that big win this weekend in Seattle versus San Francisco. Lauren, buy or sell?
Can I put it on layaway? Because
this week's going to tell.
This week's going to tell.
It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet.
Can I drop a deposit? Because it's multiple. It's multiple. He's got to be able to be consistent. Win one. Okay, the next one though, yeah. If he can pull off one more, I'll set it downstream. I'll sail it away. But right now, there's still a little bit of like you said, he drove the bus and he hit them corners real well. But what happens when you get a road that's a little bit thinner, right? So I want to see him. I want to see him with a little bit more challenge. But I'll drop. Can I put a deposit on it and get back to you? Get back to me. There you go.
The deposit has been taken. This is the Kmart Blue Light Special, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Brandon. Buy or sell? Sam Darnold has lost his big game playoff stigma.
I'm selling that. My man was on cruise control last game. I mean, when you're up by that much, up by 17, and you only get in 2 series. By the way, you score there too. I don't think the stigma is there because I don't think much was asked. I think it's always going to be there. He's got a big game this week, and he's going to have to get it done. Hopefully the oblique is good because as a former SC guy, I've seen you're a talented player, but you can be a bird sometimes and just like let things get out of control. And so he wasn't asked to do much. The defense had his back. He is going to be asked to do a lot versus this team. And the last time he was asked to do a lot versus his team, threw 4 picks. So I'm selling.
You're sorry. Okay. Fair enough.
Sorry, Sam. Sorry. I want you to do good.
I do think that it's a cloud that no matter what,
it's a cloud.
We're always going to be able to say that. We're always going to be able to say it, you know?
Until he goes out there and just shines and wins the Super Bowl, which is crazy, but not a lot of people do that.
I'm selling this too. I think that the Seahawks won to nothing to do with Sam Darnold. So until Sam Darnold is the reason that the Seahawks won, until Sam Darnold goes out there and is on fire, as we say in a playoff game, I sell it. I still don't believe in Sam Darnold. I still think the Rams can get it done this weekend. Maybe we'll talk about that coming up here Saturday morning, but I'm selling. I still think there's a stigma and there's still a question. Can he win the big game? We'll see this weekend. Drake May is Tom Brady 2.0. Buy or sell, Lauren Morales?
No,
Mr. Patriot.
I'm gonna sell this. No, let's not do that. That's the outside world. Drake's his own. It's tough because anything that he breaks, Tom Brady probably holds those records. The film he's watching is of Tom Brady in the offense that they're running currently. His OC is up. So no, he has a lot of the tools that he's got, but man, you can't recreate Tom. No. They're cut. They might be cut from a different cloth or the definition of nature and nurture, but there's nurturing going on, and what's going on in New England can be contagious. So there's going to be glimpses because he ran the same offense. He had the same OC. He works out of the same place. He's same locker. I don't know. So no, I don't like how people are saying it. I know what this question's set up to do. So no, I'm selling it. Drake May is Drake May.
I'm proud of you, Lauren. Go ahead, Brandon. Buy or sell?
I'm selling, man. Let Drake just be Drake, man. I mean, he's his own guy. You can't compare somebody who's got 20 years, pretty much 3 different Hall of Fame careers. Right. I mean, it's man, that mountain is that's a steep climb. But I think he's made up of all the right stuff. He's a competitor. He hasn't really been put in some crazy situations where we see the Brady moments yet. But I do think he's going to get better over time. And right now, got to find a way to protect the ball and not turn it over. But he's continuing to shine for his second year starting. So I'm going to sell, but the future's bright for Mr. May, and he probably will be a superstar too.
Okay. I think I'm going to sell this. It was too sloppy for me. I get the 3 touchdowns. He had a bunch of fumbles. It just, and nobody is Tom Brady. No, nobody can beat you like a Jedi with your mind like Tom Brady.
I think we're all in agreement.
Sell. There is not a Tom Brady in the league right now. I'm sorry.
Insert name. Insert name at the beginning of that sentence. No,
Joe Burrow's the only one to me that plays the game like Tom did. So
no,
he plays the game the same way. He just hasn't had the same success.
Well, Joe Burrow doesn't play often. Tom Brady's best.
We're going to act like Matt Stafford's not dealing.
Matt Stafford is a different animal. He's different. He plays the game completely different. He's a Brett Favre gunslinger type guy that protects the football.
We just don't compare people to Brady on this show.
We can't. We shouldn't. We never will. On that note, Matthew Stafford, Lauren, buy or sell? He will retire at the end of this season and take his gray hairs to Cancun. Go.
I'm gonna leave it on the shelf. I'm not selling it or buying it. I don't know. I'm gonna enjoy the time that we have with Stafford. And if I had to lean away, I'm gonna sell. I think he comes back. I think he loves it. I think this was good for him. But there's no telling, man. These guys tough it out, and I'm just gonna enjoy it right now. I'm just enjoying watching him. His because we're definitely in the final years, But is it this year? Is it next year? We don't know. But yeah, my man, he's got the full gray beard.
Sounds like you want to sell that.
I want to buy it, but no, I'd be leaning towards selling it. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's exactly. I can talk myself back in too, but no, I'm gonna leave it on the shelf. I'm not gonna touch it. Okay, not gonna touch it right now. Fair enough.
What do you think, Brandon?
I'm buying it, man. I think the back injury is something that not a lot of people look into. And when you have 3 young kids and you're approaching 40, it takes a long time to recover. He's had a great window with the Rams. If he goes out and wins it, why not walk away? Like, you've done everything you possibly could do along with the MVP. It would be a great ride out to a story when he first got drafted to Detroit. He didn't think he was going to make it past 4 years. And here he is. He's had some historical moments. He's on a playoff tear right now. He's fourth quarter comebacks. I mean, he's done it all, man. So if he gets to the Super Bowl and wins it, why not? I'm buying it. I'm buying the Matthew Stafford ride out, because I damn sure don't want to see your ass as a 49er fan, because I know what you're capable of. I know what
the tough part is he's number one on the call list. He's number one on the call list if he says he's retiring. Whether or not he retires or not, there's organizations that would be like, "Are you sure?" There's organizations that might call him up. We just saw Phillip Rivers play football, so I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know where his head's at.
This is tough for me. I'm kind of like you, Lo, but I feel like this. I put myself in the mind of Matthew Stafford, and having a back issue like I have, for him to have his back hurt, I kind of want him to walk away. I love watching him play, right? I do. Watch him play all those years in Detroit. When I lived in Chicago, love Matthew Stafford. I feel like if he gets to the Super Bowl, doesn't have to win it, but if they beat Seattle and he gets another chance to play in another Super Bowl, I think that's it. I don't, it's too hard, right? That road is too long to try to think to yourself, I'm going to go and get back there. Conversely, if you lose in Seattle, well, shoot, our team's pretty good. We might have a chance to run and get at least back to this point again. Maybe I do run it back one more time. And how much is McVay in his ear trying to get him to come back for one more year? So, and again, if it's a shootout and they lose by 3, then you're really like, oh, we were right there, right?
Man, yeah.
If they get blown out, he takes some really hard hits and takes a little bit of a beating Saturday. Maybe that's a different discussion. So I'm kind of like you, Lo. I'm kind of like, let's see what happens.
Enjoy the ride.
Because
and just imagine,
that's
doesn't Devontae probably goes the same time Stafford does. He's done the young QB thing.
If I'm Devontae,
if I'm Devontae, I get a ring. I'm out, man.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Save your bodies, guys. Aaron Donald just was a pure example of it. Got a ring, got out.
See you.
Yeah.
And he could play. I think he could still play.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of old faces, we've got some old faces in new places, and I'm interested to see how you guys feel about it. John Harbaugh is in New York. After 18 years in Baltimore, he is now the head coach of the New York Giants. I'm positive he would have taken the Bills job had that been available before he rushed into the Giant job. That's why maybe you should wait until the playoffs are over before you sign with somebody. But he took the Giant job. As a Cowboy fan, I hate it. Hate it. I expect the Giants to be good within 2 years. Lauren, how do you feel about John Harbaugh in New York?
We knew it wasn't going to last long. I knew he'd be one of the first ones signed somewhere. I knew he'd get a long-term deal. I think they're finalizing 5-year, $100 million. So long-term plan is in place. They got a young quarterback. They got a bruiser at running back for at least the next couple years. I don't know how long that'll last. Draft you another receiver to pair with Neighbors. Your defense is already pretty much intact and young. Wow. Fill up a staff. And Cowboy fans better watch out. Jaden, your run might have been very short-lived, like most Commanders QBs that come in with spark. And Philly's still in there, so it's tough. Dallas could drop to 3 or 4 just because Giants get better quick. This fixes a lot.
Yeah, I agree. John Harbaugh, A+ coach. Brandon, how do you feel about the Giants?
Great hire. He's a disciplined guy. He brought a lot of great years to the Ravens organization. He steps in with a young defense, a talented QB that he could probably harness a little bit. He's a wild stallion, but he can harness him down a little bit. I'm curious to see how they're going to do offensively with him being a special teams and a defensive mind guy. But other than that, man, I think he's just got a lot more competitive. I'll tell you that.
Yep, that's for sure. I agree. All right. Let's go down to Atlanta. A lot of people upset about this. I assume they're all Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders fans. But anyway, 2-time Coach of the Year, Kevin Stefanski, has been hired by the Atlanta Falcons to take over an organization that has an aging really good quarterback that just hasn't ever been able to get to the hump, to get over the hump, and a young quarterback that can't seem to stay healthy. Not a great situation that he's stepping into, but can he make Atlanta a winner, Lauren?
Can you make them a winner? Not this next year. It's a long term. This is another long term plan, and I don't know if they hope for short term success. But they're probably thinking that this division's wide open. We just, 9-8 won the division or whatever it is. Who knows? On paper, it's a great hire. It's 2-time coach of the year. He ran out of Cleveland. I think we said that on this show. I just didn't see you running to Atlanta. So, yeah, I mean, there's going to be some change. Penix was a part of a different – I don't even know if he's there. What's the plan? I'm curious. Yeah.
I don't know what the plan
once
is.
Again.
Right?
Intrigue.
Brandon, where are you at with old Kevin?
Yeah, I think it could be definitely I'd say a short to long-term scenario. I say the reason why I say short-term is because Kevin Stefanski was the OC for Kirk Cousins back in Vikings. So that relationship is still there, right? So obviously they're probably going to ride with Kurt until Penix heals up, but I think he's going off into his golden years of playing quarterback with Kirk Cousins for the next 2 years, and then they find somebody. If Penix can answer no, then I don't really know. I just feel like Atlanta just continues to do the same shit over and over. Why they fire, their coach after a 4-game win streak, it's a little beyond me. I'm not too sure about it. Like, Atlanta is not like a popular franchise that is always in contention. I don't think they've been in the playoffs since 2018. So it's more so like, hey, we'll give this guy a try. Stefanski's a good coach. I just think he was in a shitty situation with Cleveland organization. But we'll see, man. I can't call it. They've really never been that good, except for the Matt Ryan years. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an okay hire.
They had a short stint when they had Andre Rison and Deion Sanders in the early 90s.
Jerry Glanville was the coach, huh?
Yeah, during that Falcon. It was a little crazy, but yeah, I like Kevin Stefanski as a coach. I think, obviously we didn't hear a lot about him until last year when everything happened in Cleveland. And I do think he ran from there. I think it's going to be hard for any coach to want to take that job. I also saw rumors he's taking Dillon Gabriel with him. Let me squash that right now. This is not college football. There is no transfer portal. He can't take Dillon anywhere. So he's going to coach Kirk Cousins. And I think the Michael Penix experience, by the way, is over. Unfortunately, the guy has just had too many knee injuries. When he was playing, he wasn't playing well. He wasn't even playing marginally good. So I do think it's over for him in Atlanta. I think Kirk Cousins bridges that for a year or two with Kevin coming in. Maybe that's why they hired Kevin, to keep Kirk Cousins in-house and not retire. And now they draft another quarterback maybe next year. So we'll see.
Maybe that's why Raheem was fired, because of that transaction. That was a big jump. Arthur was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Raheem was the only one in the building, I think, that wanted Michael Penix. And Kirk Cousins was signed to be the guy there. So kind of a weird situation.
That's wild.
Packers.
Yeah, it could have been fulfilling that contract. Yeah, just that's what I wanted to get in at the end. Just the timing for Stefanski is kind of good.
Yeah,
he's set up to be a bridge, have a couple years, build your defense, and not this quarterback class, but next year's draft class at quarterback is definitely much better. And that's when they can start worrying about the future. Kirk's contract, I think, is 2 years left. Penix, cool. We'll see what happens this year with him, but I don't see a future there. Those two are tied. Penix agent's definitely on the phone.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, for sure. And I think, look, Atlanta was this close to winning that division this year and this close last year. Kirk Cousins in that group, that division's weak. I mean, the Panthers won it this year, but did they really win it, or did they back into it? Can the Buccaneers get healthy and be back to where they were? But that division's up for grabs. And so it's a good hire. Maybe we get to see a revamped Kirk Cousins. That'd be cool. Packers defensive coordinator, Jeff Hafley. I don't know very much about him, but he is the new head coach for the Miami Dolphins. Maybe the quietest hire so far as big names. What do you think of this move, Lauren, based on what you know from Miami? Is this good for the Dolphins to get rid of an offensive mind and bring in a defensive guy and not have a quarterback?
Yeah, Absolutely. I think it's good. This is Troy working his thing over there, trying to see who they wanted. The GM came from, I believe, Green Bay. So now you got your coach coming from Green Bay. They're definitely instilling a culture of, it's Miami, man. There's a lot of distractions.
Culture change.
So
Okay.
These guys, this is a full regime. This is a culture shock. This is the start. And I think Dolphins fans, I'm around a couple of them, and they're pretty excited in a different way than years past.
Okay. Brandon?
Don't know. Sorry.
You don't know?
Good luck, bro. Good luck.
That's what they wanted. It's crazy because that's what I'm hearing from Dolphins fans.
No
yeah, that's what I'm hearing from Dolphins fans. They wanted that. Yeah.
Let it roll.
Really? Huh. Okay.
They're not making the splash hire. They're trying to be tactical about it. You got to think you face Drake May and Josh Allen every year. So you got to find a way to get those wins. At least split it, right? And you're getting a guy that's known for playing in cold weather. That could be the psyche, because these warm weather teams don't do very well, especially Miami. They are hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
Hard Rock's going to have a new indoor facility that creates.
I don't know. Just they got to think about it, man. But I don't know, man. This good hire, bad hire, have no clue. I'm not going to speak like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this guy, but I don't really know him. But good hire. Whatever works for you, Miami.
Drake May, Josh Allen, good luck.
I'm with Lauren. I think Miami's looking for a culture change, maybe be a little bit more defensive minded instead of, let's just get in shootouts every single week. And now you've got probably Quinn Ewers looking to be QB1 next year, which is going to be a little bit tough. And so, Miami's not going to be any good, but maybe they are going to change that thing around and be good in 2 or 3 years.
Now, they were good at a point, but they fired a defensive minded coach, Brian Flores.
They sure did. Nope, and there goes Brandon off the stage. Okay.
You're wrong, Miami. You're wrong.
Brandon, let's go to you first because there was a big name hired today. Robert Saleh is back as a head coach. He is no longer your defensive coordinator. You look happy about this. I'm shocked. He is the coach of the Tennessee Titans, where coaches go to die. Yes. Talk about it.
Now, if you know me, you know the Titans are my second favorite team. Damn it, we did it. Come on, Saleh. Now, I love this hire, actually. I love it. I'm hearing he's going to hire old McDaniels as the OC for Cam Ward, which I think if you give just McDaniels that opportunity for that and not head coach, I think it'll be okay. I think we firm up the defense. We got Simmons, who's a back-to-back all-pro. Man, that looks good, man. It makes no sense for Tennessee not to be good. And this is kind of why I'm envious of Patriots a little bit, because they got Vrabel. And I knew the second he was hired, I was like, man, he's going to turn that team around. And he should be the coach of the year. I mean, he's a culture changer. Like, he came when he was with the Titans, man. We were in the playoffs every year. Looking good. I know we suck, but damn it, hopefully we can get back to glory. And there wasn't a lot of glory days outside of a Warren Moon with the Oilers and a Steve McNair.
Okay.
Can Cam Ward be our guy? Come on, man. Cam and Saleh, I love it. And I'm going to stop talking. That's it.
All right. Lauren, Robert Saleh back as a head coach. What do you think?
I'm okay with it. I gave Saleh a hard time because I thought he mismanaged having a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers on your team. So I think this is a better fit for him, somewhere where he comes in. He's actually needed. Obviously, I think the Jets needed him, but they needed a whole lot more than just him. They got other problems, right? We all know that. Jets jet. So I don't see the Titans tightening, though. You know what I mean? Like, Vrabel was good there. The culture's there, the fan base. You got a young quarterback. This is a better spot for him, I feel like, than the Jets. So I think this is take 2 for him. And you bring in McDaniel, they're old buddies and pals.
Less media.
Yeah, exactly. I think that he'll settle in, and McDaniel will definitely take a little bit of the offensive side of things if he's brought in. I don't know if he needs to. He needs to go back to be a coordinator. But I don't know. Someone might pull the trigger on him as a head coach.
That D'Amico Ryans and Robert Saleh matchups are going to be epic. They both used to coach for the Niners. It's going to be a little Ireland down there.
I don't know how I feel about Robert Saleh. Obviously, with the Jets, it didn't go well. I felt like as a head coach in the NFL, you acted like a fanboy around Aaron Rodgers a little bit, and it was kind of weird to watch, right? It was kind of uncomfortable, like you're trying to hug him.
They're probably the same age.
Yeah, like it's just like, oh, I love you. Can you sign my autograph before you go into the film room? It's just kind of weird to me. I do like the idea of defensive-minded head coaches in the NFL, and especially if they hire an offensive coordinator and leave that guy alone, because I feel like a defensive coordinator, for whatever reason, they seem to manage the game better most oftentimes. They seem to defer to the offense more. They seem to keep their timeouts for offense more. And so I like that, where offensive coordinators as head coaches can be a little loosey-goosey, right? And not care so much about the defense and special teams. And I think some of the best coaches we've ever seen have been defensive coaches that put in a good offensive coordinator and leave it alone. Just leave it. Don't even mess with it. Don't talk to the quarterback. Don't do anything. Just go away. And so I like the idea of Robert Saleh and Mike McDaniel. And for you NFL teams that are out there, any of you NFL defensive-minded head coach that needs an OC that you can leave alone, call me. I'm always available. Just leave me alone. Don't talk to me and don't talk to my quarterback. All right. That's all I got to say about that right now. I think it's a good hire. Steelers today, they're speaking with Mike McCarthy. That's interesting because Mike McCarthy had his name in with the Titans last week, pulled his name out at the last minute. Robert Saleh gets hired. Maybe he knows something we don't know because he's in talks. I mean, I feel like that would be a great hire for Pittsburgh, by the way. Yes, I just said defensive-minded head coaches are better, but we know that Pittsburgh is built on defense. The offense has always kind of been the stepchild in Pittsburgh, and now you bring in an offensive guru who hopefully could build something. You just don't have a quarterback to build it around unless Aaron Rodgers stays around for one more year and you get the reunited combination of Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. I love Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh. Brandon, do you like Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh if it happens?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he's a former Pittsburgh guy. I mean,
he's from there.
Yeah, he's from there. His dad used to coach on the Pittsburgh Steelers team, so there's lineage there. But I also like Brian Flores there, man. I mean, that's just when I think of the Steelers, I just think of defense. Grimy, cold weather, they're in your face. I think Flores will be a great hire for the Steelers. Defensive coordinator for the Vikings, by the way.
Why can't he be the defensive coordinator for the Steelers?
He's not. He's the head coach. He's a head coach. He's a head coach and he's the DC. Miami messed that up a long time ago. You see what he's doing with the Vikings in that defense. That defense is terrifying.
I'm just saying, if he's doing it in Minnesota, he could do it in Pittsburgh, but he probably will not leave Minnesota unless he's a head coach.
Yeah, I would love to see that. But Mike's a good fit too for Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
can't complain with either one.
I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening there unless McCarthy's. They have a history of coaches lasting a long time there. Coach for a long time. They've only gone through 3, I believe, in their
history.
Yeah. So and so the guy they choose is definitely a long-term hire. This isn't some like, oh, we're going with this one. So I like the lineage. I like the things that check McCarthy, but is he ready to coach for another 10 to 15 years? Like, you think
that's a prerequisite? You think that's what the Steelers are looking for? Like, we're going to commit to you for the next 10 years?
You're eating dinner at the owner's house. Absolutely. You are a part of this. It's a steel curtain.
Take care of the coaches.
Well, remember then, if that's the case, then you would think that they would be looking for someone that was a little bit maybe less known. They hadn't been around as long. When Mike Tomlin got hired, he was really an unknown guy. He was an assistant defensive coordinator guy. I mean, he wasn't being talked about in the big circles, right? He wasn't a head coach for somebody else with success and all that. He came very humble beginnings as assistants and then a defensive coordinator. And then next thing you know, Mike Tomlin's a head coach and he's there for 20 years.
It is weird that we're always talking about this certain division too around defense, right? I mean, the Ravens, the Steelers, right? A lot of defense. But look, the Ravens just got rid of theirs and they're hunting an offensive mind. Right, the Steelers could now be looking for an offensive mind. Joe Burrow, clearly they need an offensive. They spent the money on the offensive.
They got to keep up with these guys.
Bengals need a lot of
firepower in the NFL.
Bengals need a lot of things.
Talent.
Yeah, what a flip.
A lot of offensive, good offensive minds.
It's because the game is changing. The game is changing.
I don't know if you have him on there, Tim Benamy, though, going back with the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, Benamy.
Is he going back?
As the OC.
Josh.
Where is
shot.
Where is the
That
old
happened
OC?
last night.
Where's
Nagy,
the old
yeah,
offensive
he's out.
coordinator? Nagy, where's Nagy?
He's officially out.
It
That's what
doesn't
we
matter
know.
because let's be fair and clear. And I will say this now, and anyone that wants to challenge me, I'll invite you to the show. I don't care who the OC in Kansas City is, because the OC in Kansas City is Andy Reid. All right. Anybody else is just the manager. That's all the person is. And maybe Matt Nagy has maybe he's been getting calls for a head coach role. Maybe that's why he's moving on out of there. Although I thought he was going to be the coach in waiting for when Andy retired, right? That seems to me like that's what you would want to do. Why would you not want to continue to work with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid? I don't get it. But good for Bieniemy to be back in Kansas City.
Mahomes and Bieniemy are apparently pretty tight.
Yeah.
So they're doing
Locked
this
in.
for the next phase. Andy's probably there for another 5 years, and it could be Bieniemy's show.
I
Because
doubt
nobody wants to hire him, is it?
I hear you.
Well, it's just to come back. But I just think, man, you got to have those player relationships. And to be honest, that offense hasn't been the same since he's been in the building.
True.
It's facts.
And
Doesn't
maybe
matter
it is a
Tyreek or
relationship thing. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is a relationship
That juice
thing.
was a little different.
So before we go, we'll let you guys know. You guys let me know if I'm missing anybody, but here are still some needs to fill. So by Saturday, hopefully we'll have some more conversation. Arizona, Baltimore, Buffalo, Las Vegas, Cleveland, and I already said Baltimore. So those are the teams that are looking right now. Some of these coaches have already been hired. Obviously, Cleveland's coach has been hired. Baltimore's coach has been hired. Vegas's coach is in an old home somewhere, an old folks home somewhere. Not sure where Pete Carroll landed, poor guy. But anyway, those are the needs that are left. Before we go, we have to tell you a little bit about an energy drink called Dubby. Here it is. Well, there's my face, QB Huddle. But there's Dubby. There's Dubby, of course. Blue Raz. I'm almost out of this. Got to get a new bottle. It's Jitterless Energy that you get for 10% off just because you're a QB Huddler. You can either click on the barcode or you can go to w.gg/discount/QB Huddle and you'll get a 10% discount for that. Before we go, Lo and Brandon, any final words before Saturday morning and we go and get ready for these divisional games? Any final words today?
I'll let you guys go first.
Forget all of them. I hope they all go to the couch.
Okay.
Nah, I'm kidding. I want to see the NFC West, man, win it. It just sucks they got to do it at our home stadium. So unfortunate. Sorry, Patriots.
Okay. I love that. We're throwing down the gauntlet. I can't wait for Saturday. I can't wait for Saturday morning. What you got, Lo? You're just dying to say something.
Well, there was a lot of guys this weekend, you guys included, this past weekend, heard what we call around here. It's come to be them horns, okay? When them horns start coming, people run. Others stick around to see, And unfortunately, we got two new fans in Tim and Nuhi of Patriots now. I'm inviting y'all to follow the Patriots the rest of the way, man. Y'all need to jump on this train over here. It's fun. So those
I appreciate the invite. I appreciate the invite. I'm gonna cordially send back the invite as not read, or maybe I'll leave it on red.
I probably deserve that.
I almost want to root for the Patriots for you, but I don't care. Tom Brady's not there. I don't care. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the QB Huddle Podcast. I want to thank the producer, Brandon Franklin, New Era Media. I'd like to thank allaccessfootball.com and a shout out to our special partners at FanStream Sports. We'll be back Saturday morning to break down all the upcoming Sunday action as the Patriots travel to Denver and the Rams head off to Seattle. Enjoy the rest of the week, folks. It's going to be kind of cold if you're here in Dallas by the weekend. If you don't know, we're looking at sleet and snow and all kind of good stuff. So
Alaska,
protect yourself, get some food because you're not going anywhere for like 3 days. That's going to do it. Moving. I gotta go.
Yeah, look at them. I'll take it from here. Enjoy your week. Keep those chains moving, y'all. I'll take it from here. This is lovely. Go Pats.